Lauren Hendricks with Kargo. I'm the VP of Publisher Partnerships, and I'm going to walk you through a very quick and fun presentation that we call Mobile-geddon. It's the way that Kargo sees the mobile world, and it's also a presentation that will take you through how we sell advertising in the mobile space and how we're working to help take mobile into the future. Cool, so you guys have spent an entire afternoon listening to what's happening in mobile, and I'm just going to give you some fun facts here in the beginning, just in terms of what we see in the future to come. But every year the Mary Meeker report comes out, and we hear more and more about this attention exodus from most screens except mobile. And based on an eMarketer report, we see that 70% of all digital budgets will be mobile specific in about a couple years in 2019. And this is just the beginning, right? So we are all, our identities are tied to our mobile phones. We live our lives around our phone. I don't know how many of you freak out when you can't find your phone, but it just shows that we really care about this device. And so, the world is clearly evolving around it. This is a really fun stat. There's now 6 billion devices in the world, which are more than toothbrushes. So it's kind of disgusting to think that we're actually developing more mobile devices than personal hygiene devices. 1 in 7 babies are spending about an hour with a mobile device a day. When we think about the millennial generation today and how much they're actually using their phone and spending time on different apps and content channels, it's really incredible to think what it's going to be like when these children grow up and the type of engagement they're going to have in the mobile space. How many of you will admit to sleeping with your phone? I will admit to sleeping with my phone. Thank you, Paula. But 4 out of 5 teenagers are sleeping with their phones, and the interesting thing about this is that this is a medical stat, and so we're finding that there's more and more people that are actually addicted to technology, and there are actually tech programs out there to meet the need of helping people solve this addiction. We're also seeing that by 2020 the number of devices per person will increase, and this is a global stat, to about 4.3 devices per person, and that probably holds true today in the United States. And the internet's becoming a lot closer to our bodies, so we're seeing things like wearables that are increasing, and this will continue to evolve. This is actually a Google Smart Lens that they're developing that not only helps correct your vision, but also monitors your blood sugar levels. So again, the world is changing, and we have to keep evolving with it. But the question that I have for a lot of publishers, and what we're trying to solve at Kargo, is helping everyone solve the question of, is your marketing changing? Is your marketing tactics, your budgets changing to really meet the need of the consumers who are spending time on their mobile phone? Creative continues to be developed for more of a linear TV world. And again, I know you guys have heard this probably all throughout the day, but it's really important that we start to embrace the mobile screen and we start to develop creative for this particular screen itself and not TV. I think someone mentioned it earlier in the lightning round that this is a ramification most likely of ad blocking, and so the more we can do to really create smart, rich media units that fit the mobile phone space, hopefully the less people will turn on ad blocking. And we really haven't figured out exactly what to do with the screen, and so we continue to solve that at Kargo, but the average human checks their phone 220 times a day, and that's not a millennial stat, that is an overall stat. So it's really important that we speak to this person, we do specific marketing for this person who is spending that much time on their mobile phone. This is 3 things that we recommend changing. What types of ads are we creating, where are you running your ads, and how are you buying and selling your creative? This is a really fun Microsoft stat. The human attention span is actually 1 second less than a goldfish, which is pretty scary. And it really comes down to form and function. Snapchat is really on the verge of something because they are actually doing vertical video units that are 6 seconds long, and they're not trying to deliver a 30-second video in that space. I don't know if anyone saw this week the news about Kargo and Celtra, but we just entered an agreement with Celtra to create vertical video units, and we can take linear assets and we can quickly develop vertical video units that can be monetized and deployed across any different content channel, including Snapchat for publishers. So we're really excited about that. The unit over here is a native unit, And again, it's all about creating that native unit in the mobile phone frame and not trying to jam something in that comes from a different content source. Just wanted to touch on some places where marketers, could be tapping into consumers. 95 minutes a day are spent texting. 40 minutes a day are spent on Facebook. And at Kargo, we don't have it up here, but we really care about how much time a consumer is engaging with content. And what we have found that it's right in line with Facebook at about 40 minutes a day. And so our goal is to understand, how is a consumer sharing content? How are they engaging content? What is the time spent that they're reading? And so, not every single place on this board is the right place for a marketer to insert messaging. Imagine if someone was texting and received an advertisement, it wouldn't really please the consumer. And consumers really feel passionate that this is a space that is very personal to them, so we have to be very careful about the ways that we do tap into that consumer on their mobile device. We did an internal study at Kargo, a really fun research video. We took 30 people at Kargo and friends of Kargo, and we gave them a mobile phone, and we had them scroll on their Facebook feed for 15 seconds, and we had them scroll in the New York Times for 15 seconds to see how they were engaging with the page. And this is a quick video just to show you what happened. So you can watch the scrolling and see how many ads each of the consumers passes by. So what you'll see on Facebook, they scroll by 3 ads in the 15 seconds, and on the New York Times, they scroll by 1. And so we measured this against scroll velocity and also, just watching what the consumer did. And it's interesting because the pixels per second on Facebook are 231 and the pixels per second on the New York Times are 50. And so when you take those numbers and put them together, what you see is that the engagement on New York Times with that 1 ad was 5 seconds versus the 1.5 seconds per ad on Facebook. Things that people are reviewing in terms of Facebook versus a New York Times, which is a premium content publisher. On Facebook, they might be looking at their ex-girlfriend or boyfriend's vacation photos, thinking about Kim Kardashian's bump, and scrolling very quickly past these things. But on the New York Times, they're really within relevant content and they're really engaging with it in a different way. And so our feeling at Kargo is, it's really important to have your messaging in a content environment where a consumer is going to spend more time engaging with it and see your creative. And just a couple things on what we're doing at Kargo right now. This is an internal monetization platform that we use today. We work with some of the top brand publishers out there across the world. We're actually expanding to the UK as of the new year. But this is our Shop Kargo monetization platform. Again, we use it internally to build campaigns, but we're rolling it out to our publishing partners in early 2016, where you can actually enter in and do very easy, a couple clicks to buy mobile inventory. It's just like as if you were ordering a pizza. You can come in here and you can really work within the targeting tool to figure out exactly what kind of campaign you want to purchase. And from there, Kargo has been collecting data for the last 3 years about what kind of content meets the right creative types. And so our goal is to really create rich media ad units that are going to run within relevant contextually content environments. So if someone's within the New York Times, we're not necessarily going to serve a full page interstitial, and we don't want to cover the content. So we really want to be mindful of the different creative types that we're going to be recommending to agencies and publishers who are buying and creating campaigns within this platform. This is just, again, another page where you can really explore the KPIs of that particular creative. And then, of course, searching by properties. And so we'd only recommend, based on the campaign targeting capabilities, the creative types of units that you want to purchase, the various content publishers that make sense for that ad creative. This is really cool, and this is in development right now, but this is an idea that we have in development that is a campaign page where someone can be inputting, like a buyer could be on here implementing a campaign and then push this out to the agency, to the client, and it's a place where you can do one-click approvals on creative. You can have a full dialogue within this page to make the buying process as seamless as possible. And of course, today we have an app called Publitics at Kargo, so we offer our publishers the opportunity to see minute-by-minute CPMs, the amount of revenue that you're producing, and different campaign creatives that are selling, what are the units that are hot on your particular vertical, And so you can really see that your mobile is monetizing as you're sitting there scrolling on this app. And this will further develop. So thank you. Just wanted to give you a quick snapshot.